Over the last few days, many of you have messaged me about life cycle funds. You are asking, should I use this for my retirement? Let's slow this down and understand it properly. Because this is long-term money, it deserves careful thinking. A life cycle fund automatically changes its asset allocation based on how far you are from a target year. Suppose you choose Life Cycle Fund 2050. If 2050 is 25 years away, the fund may hold 65 to 95% in equity, growth oriented. As the target year approaches, equity allocation gradually reduces. Debt and other relatively stable asset increases. In the last few years, before maturity, equity may fall to 5 to 20% while debt can go up to 65%. This shifting allocation is called a glide path. And this is not just equity and debt. This fund can also hold gold, silver ETFs, REITs, all within one structure. Conceptually, this follows disciplined asset allocation principle and goal-based investing logic. It is essentially asset allocation implemented automatically within a single fund. So why has this been introduced? SEBI has discontinued the earlier solution-oriented schemes, retirement and children funds, offered by multiple AMCs like HDFC Retirement Fund, SBI Children Fund, ICICI and others. Most of those were equity and hybrid funds with a lock-in and a goal-based label. Now, SEBI has standardized the structure. Life cycle funds replace that category with a defined glide path and multi-asset exposure. Each AMC can launch a maximum of 6 life cycle funds at any point, and the maturity year must be clearly mentioned in the scheme name. This is largely a regulatory cleanup and standardization exercise. Now, few structural points you should know. These are open-ended schemes. You can enter or exit anytime. Exit loads are higher in early 3 years, up to 3% in year 1, reducing over 3 years. Follows 3-to-1 rule. In the last 5 years before maturity, debt allocation is restricted to AA and above rated instrument. It's very important. And near maturity, equity allocation is typically below %. That last point becomes important for taxation. Now, let's talk about who should evaluate this carefully. If you already review your portfolio annually, if you reduce equity exposure as retirement approaches, and if you understand your asset allocation, then you're already implementing a glide path manually. In such cases, this fund does not add a new strategy. It bundles the strategy into a single product. Second, if your financial situation is likely to change significantly, business, income, inheritance, early retirement, large liquidity events, remember that glide path adjusts only for time, not for personal circumstances. Third, liquidity flexibility is lower in the initial years due to exit loads. If your goal changes early on, that should be considered. Now let me talk about something very important. The retirement year tax consideration. Suppose your life cycle fund matures in 2050. By that time, equity allocation may be below 65%. For tax purposes, this can mean the fund is treated as a non-equity fund at redemption. Now, post-April 2023, gains from such fund are taxed at your slab rate. Now consider your retirement year. You may receive gratuity, leave encashment, final salary, bonus or NPS withdrawal, all in same financial year. If you redeem the entire life cycle corpus in that year, total taxable income may be high and gains could be taxed at the highest applicable slab rate. This is not a product flaw. It is a withdrawal planning issue. Retirement planning is not only about accumulating a corpus. It is equally about structuring withdrawals efficiently. Now, some of you may think, after retirement, income is automatically zero, right? Not necessarily. There may be pension income, interest income, rental income, or any other capital gains. If total taxable income remains within rebate threshold, tax impact may be limited, but that depends on the overall income structure and withdrawal pattern. Retirement does not automatically eliminate taxation. So, if you choose to invest in a life cycle fund, how should you approach it? Avoid redeeming the entire corpus in a single financial year. Begin planning withdrawals a year before retirement. Use staggered redemption or systematic withdrawal plan, very common as SWPs. Consider household level tax planning where applicable. The product structure matters, but withdrawal strategy matters just as much. Now, who is this actually suitable for? Life cycle funds can be appropriate for investors who do not actively rebalance their portfolios, for those who prefer a single structured solution for a long-term retirement goal, for those who want allocation changes to happen automatically without manual intervention, For such investors, the glide path may help maintain discipline over long periods. Life cycle funds are structured asset allocation delivered through a single fund. They may be useful in certain situations, they may be unnecessary in others. The decision depends less on the product itself and more on how you manage your overall financial plan. At AQM, we help you to understand, does it fit in your overall financial plan or not?